For all the latest community news and events.
103.2 Preston FM.
Your community, your radio.
Okay, and my first guest in the studio this morning, it's nice to welcome Thomas Brennan. So, Thomas, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
And nice to see you. It'd probably help if I put the right microphone on. Good morning.
Good morning.
And I believe we've got question time coming to Preston in the form of LGBT question time, and it's to do with the Lavender Lounge. I don't know why I'm struggling with that word, lavender, this morning.
It is complicated.
But so before we talk about that, tell us about the Lavender Lounge then, Tom.
Lavender Lounge is a night for everyone in the LGBT community and everyone out of the LGBT community without any form of discrimination, no matter what your sexuality is, race. We don't discriminate against you. Anyone can come along to these events, and what we're looking at doing is kind of bringing the two communities together, you know, because sometimes you get hate crimes and things like that, and we're trying to bring the two communities together, you know, have an event where we can all, you know, be together. We don't want to, this event, we never wanted it to be segregated. So we don't want, you know, you can't segregate, you can't discriminate, it's wrong, it's not right. So we're open to everyone, you know. We basically, at our nights, we have musicians, magicians, musicians, and we just have a really fun night. We try and bring something different to Preston, which is sort of an alternative to the club scene. So that's exactly what we do. In the past, we've had Magic Chris has come down. He's shown us some of his magic, quite well known in Preston, from Preston City Wrestling, PCW. Magic Mark Adams has hosted the event and compared the evening. Yeah, it's been really good.
So where are these evenings held then?
These are held at Korova Arts Cafe bar on Charnley Street, just across the road from Primark. Nicely located. So
yeah, nice.
It's Korova's such an alternative venue, again, from everything that's around Preston. You know, it's not a pub, it's not a club, it's a bar that offers some fantastic events at the same time.
I mean, we've just celebrated, or we are about to celebrate, is it the third gay pride that's been held in the city? And yeah. I mean, that started with just a few people turning up on each occasion, and I think there's been more people around. Certainly for the last one, when I went down there were lots of people around. Is that the same for yourselves with the Lavender Lounge? Did it start with just a few people, and is it getting bigger as time goes on?
Lavender Lounge is rapidly growing. We've had nights where there's been... It's quite weird how it's worked, because we've had nights where there's been hardly anyone there. But the more you promote the event, the more the event gets out there, and the more publicity the event gets, I've found that it will attract more people. Now, we've gone down a different route with bringing in the Question Time event. It's something we've never done before. So this is a real test. It's something different, and it's kind of... In the past, we've had magicians, musicians, and it's kind of been that way. So this is something kind of delving down a different path and trying something completely new. As far as Preston Pride, it is the third year this year, and I think it will get better. I think every year, not better, the audience size will get bigger and bigger and bigger as more and more people hear about Preston Pride.
Do you think, in a way, probably not the right word, but do you think Preston suffers from the fact that there are large gay communities up the road in Blackpool, over in Manchester, in Liverpool? So in a way, it's difficult to actually kind of bring the community together in Preston, because people tend to travel off to the various towns, cities round about.
I definitely think that, definitely with having Manchester, Canal Street and Liverpool, Garlands, people will tend to... go to those places. Now, in Preston, being such a kind of a small city, smallish city, what I've realised is it's a very diverse city. We're a very accepting city of all people. There's a lot of equality and diversity in Preston. So people don't tend to, whereas I wasn't born then, but in the, let's say the 40s, 50s, 60s maybe, homosexuality wasn't as widely accepted as it is
and
today.
illegal, of course.
Well, yeah. So people had to go to gay bars and segregate themselves. Now people don't. So when there's events and things, it's very hard to get people all together. They prefer to go into the sort of the open clubs, the straight clubs and things like that. So, but for me personally, and when I first set up this event, I found that I wanted to go. I wanted this to be a place where I could go and meet other sort of gay people.
Right.
So, and especially what our night does as well is we're there for people that are coming out, people that haven't yet, come out and that need support from a kind of non-professional angle. We can offer, we can tell you of professional services, but we're not a professional service at all. We're just a community group that, or a community evening that has a social night.
And I think that's a very important part of this, isn't it? That it is for people who maybe haven't been able to talk to anybody, who are not openly out, to be able to come along and feel comfortable and relaxed, and maybe sometimes for the first time be themselves in an environment for an evening out. So I think that's probably a very important part of this then.
I mean, for myself, coming out, a bit of a strange one, but coming out, it was difficult. I didn't eat for 3 weeks. To tell people, it was nerve-wracking. So I know what it's like to feel like that. So it is good when people come along and they're kind of asking questions and getting to know different people, because I think that's how you know your true self, in my opinion.
What was it in the end then that made you, be able to talk to somebody or be open about it?
It's quite a weird one, but I added a lad's Facebook. He was gay. This was when I said I was straight, and I turned around and he was sort of talking to me, and when he spoke to me, he put like a little sort of kiss mark on the end of the message, and I put it back to him, and he turned around to me and he said to me after, I didn't know why I was putting it back to him, but after about half an hour, he said, "Do you fancy me?" And I turned around, I said, "Nah." I said, "Oh, heck, there's no chance." And at that point, I just went down and I told my mum, when I lived at home, I told my mum what I liked.
And that was the first time you'd done that?
Yeah.
And what was for anybody listening who may be in that situation right now, and lots of people are,
yeah.
How did you feel? I mean, what was that fear? Was it the fear of rejection? Was it the fear of letting somebody down? Was it fear? Yeah. What, in the end, how did you feel when you did it?
I would say it was fear of kind of acceptance, my family's acceptance, friends' acceptance, social acceptance. I didn't know what the perception was going to be. Now, there's certain family members that I've got that are still very... They would rather... I wasn't gay, to be quite honest. But the majority of people I've found have been so accepting, and it was like a big weight off my shoulders. People, I've had no trouble, realistically. Since I've come out, I've had absolutely no trouble. It has been fantastic, and probably the best decision that I ever decided to do. Decision I decided to make.
And that's what most people say who I talk to, that once they've been able to talk to somebody about it, there are, as you say, there's certain people who are still unaccepting, but that happens in all walks of life. Some people don't like large people, some people don't like people who wear coloured glasses, some people don't like other races, so that's always there. But most people I've talked to have said that a lot of the fears that they had just dissipated once they talked about it.
Yeah.
Moving on, what about then the Lavender Lounge, this question time? How is it going to be formed? How will it work?
Basically, I haven't brought. I really should have brought that the format of the show. I'll try and briefly run through it and see. I've got to memorise the whole thing now.
Okay.
Basically, we're going to have pre-drinks about 7 o'clock in the evening. Then the theatre will be opened at 8 o'clock. We'll be introducing, for people that don't know about Lavender Lounge, we'll have a bit of a chat, bit of a talk, like always. and then we're looking at getting started about 8:15, and we've split it up. I haven't got my format with me, so I can't remember how many it was, into different segments. So that I think there's 2, maybe 3 segments of different topics, then a break, then the other segments will come after that, and then at the end of the evening, we're looking to finish about maybe 10-ish, 10, 10:30, maybe 11, and then we'll be going downstairs into Korova's main room, where there'll be some live music, and we've just confirmed our act for the night. The headline act for the night is Ollie Taylor, and he's absolutely fantastic. I don't mind saying that. He's brilliant on the guitar, and I'm a big Beatles fan, so he's told me he can do a few Beatles songs. Now on the evening, some of the topics we're going to discuss, which is quite interesting, the way, because some people will wonder how this fits in, but it definitely does. We've got crime and safety, education, health, Preston Pride, LGBT services, and community. And you'd wonder why some of them are in there, but they all kind of
work together, don't they? Complement each other in a way.
Yeah. Well, the route that we was going down with health was sort of looking. We're going to be discussing the idea of there's been a suggestion, an outright suggestion, and they will be there on the panel on the day. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But as far as health is concerned, there's been a suggestion that the police don't know enough about people within the LGBT community that have disabilities, Tourette's, all sorts of mental illnesses. So, and they are sometimes targeted by hate crimes, and there was a suggestion that the police should know a little bit more about people within the community that do have disabilities. So that's kind of the route we was going down with that. Now on the panel tomorrow, quite interesting, we have Debbie Bradshaw, the Lancashire LGBT chair, Stuart Rutledge, the Police Equality and Diversity Officer for Preston, and we have Councillor Matthew Brown from Preston City Council. So there's a real interesting set of people on this panel, and it should be a good evening. So
it's as you said, it's taking place here in Preston, and what time again?
You can get there whenever you like, but 7 p.m.'s pre-drinks and 8:15 is the show time. It's a free event. There's no charge at all. So yeah, just come along
and Korova Bar, nice place to visit. It's opposite, more or less, Primark on the name of the street. I always forget. Charnley Street. So it's at the Korova Bar on Charnley Street, and it's tomorrow night. And there's a web page, is there, where people can go and look more and find out more information about the Lavender Lounge.
Yep, it's facebook.com/Lavender Lounge Preston, and there's also Korova's page, which I can't think what they're.
I'm sure if they put Korova in the search engine.
Just put Korova in the search engine if you want to find out more about Korova.
Well, can I thank you, Thomas, for coming in this morning, and good luck with the event, and nice to hear more about the Lavender Lounge. Keep us informed of what's happening, and maybe come back in again.
Will do.
And you said you like the Beatles, so here for you specially, the Beatles, In My Life.
Made by people like you.
Your community, your radio,
Your Preston FM.